Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. It's time to get ultimate. That's right, we're doing the ultimate collection time. 5 different categories, 3 fragrances per category. The categories are as follows: blue fragrances, gym fragrances, office fragrances, date fragrances, and beast mode fragrances. I did something like this years past. I feel like it was what, 1903, give or take? Yeah, something like that. But yes, I'm gonna go through each one of those categories, give you 3 different choices per category, some of the true ultimates for each one. And there's also going to be a wild card fragrance. So 2 of the fragrances are going to be ones that you're probably gonna go, okay, yeah, makes sense. And then one that is a little more under the radar that many people are not wearing or maybe not even aware of. Got it? Good. All of these are gonna be linked in the description down below. Me. Nah, that was a good joke. Also, if you find yourself in the wasteland known as TikTok, throw me a follow. I'm over there. It's great. Blue fragrances, that's what we're doing first. And the first blue fragrance I have to share with you is, of course, Why Eau de Parfum. I have to include this one. It's like my go-to blue fragrance. Now you could say, look man, Bleu de Chanel is classier, and it is. And you could say Dior Sauvage is louder, and it is. Well, you know, if we're talking the Eau de Toilette. And you could say Dior Sauvage, more popular. Go with that one. And yeah, it is. But for me, Why Eau de Parfum? That's the one that ticks the boxes. It's fresh and sweet. It has great staying power, good projection, huge compliment puller, year-round versatility. Maybe in the middle of summer, some people wouldn't wear it as much because of that sweetness, but it works really well as long as you take those sprays and just tamp them down just a little bit. I think the stuff is absolutely fantastic. And if you're looking for a scent that is very versatile, very easy to wear, compliment pulling, and still smells very modern as well, Why Eau de Parfum. So that's my first blue fragrance choice. My second blue fragrance choice is maybe not what a lot of people would consider a blue fragrance. So for just this category, I think I will include a 4th scent. But we're gonna stretch the boundaries a little bit, and the next one is going to be this Ralph's Club New York. Now, like I said, a lot of people are gonna see this one and be like, dude, that is not a blue fragrance. It doesn't have blue in the name. It doesn't have a blue bottle. Therefore, it cannot be considered a blue fragrance, which I guess you could make that argument. But if we're gonna go by what does a blue fragrance constitute, you know, what is a blue fragrance? For me, this kind of falls in line with all of the blue scents of yore. It's that type of scent profile made to be worn over and over and over, and it does have a lot in common with different blue fragrances out there. And Craig the Table agrees. Yeah. The opening smells great. You have black currant in there, additional fruity sweetness, so it has this touch of tartness, but not too much. It is once again a nice balance of fresh and sweet, and as it dries down, a very modern masculine woodiness. It's that type of fragrance that's not trying to rewrite history or change the world. You know, it's not trying to come out and push boundaries heavily. It just wants to smell good, and it wants you to wear it. And it does that really, really well. Should I put it in front or to side? After that one, Dylan Blue from Versace. See, I redeemed myself. It has blue in the name and a blue bottle. That's like the ultimate blue fragrance. I guess you could say that about Bleu de Chanel too, but we already talked about that one. So Dylan Blue is great for a bunch of reasons. First off, presentation looks nice. Fragrance itself, pretty cheap. At least comparatively speaking to most of the higher end blue fragrances, it's more affordable at discounters especially. It gives you year-round versatility. You can rock this stuff during the winter very easily, just like summer. It has a great appealing opening, zingy and fresh, a little bit sweet, and as it dries down, a touch of incense comes out. Stuff is great. And the one that I'm gonna have as my kind of wild card pick, my under the radar fragrance, Mr. Burberry Element. And to be fair, this one does kind of throw back to Why over here. Not that this smells like Why Eau de Parfum, this smells kind of similar to Why Live. This guy right here, which is unfortunately discontinued, pretty difficult to find. Now, of course, Element does not smell the exact same as Why Live, but it is quite similar. Similar enough that it can scratch that itch for me. Why Live, in case you've never smelled it, basically like if you took the Y DNA and kind of mixed it with some Invictus, which made for an amazing compliment puller. That stuff, great. And unfortunately, Why Live is a scent that when it first came out, I thought it was okay, you know, but then it grew on me, and as it grew on me, discontinued. So yeah. Now this one, as time goes on, will become harder to find, the Burberry, because they didn't sell all that well. But as of this video, you can still find them at discounters. So that is my wild card pick. Let's see, next let's do the gym. So for the gym, we're mainly looking for things that are fresher, pretty easy to wear, stuff that's not going to be offensive to anybody. You want it to have a clean aspect and be, of course, fresh. So the first fragrance is Acqua di Gio Profondo. This is the Eau de Toilette. Now I know when it comes to Profondo, most people, myself included, are like, yo, the Eau de Parfum. That's the one to get. And the Eau de Parfum could also work really well as a gym fragrance. Absolutely, you can wear that there. But the Eau de Toilette is, of course, going to be fresher. So if you're going after just the freshest one, the cleanest one, the brightest one, it's gonna be this one. And the opening here does smell really good. Now, like I said, the Eau de Parfum overall, a lot of people are gonna prefer that one because it has a little more, you know, depth to it. But if you truly did just wanna zero in on, you know, gym use, then this one is great. Now, if you want something that has a little more versatility to it, something that is more usable in more situations, more seasons, but it still is appropriate for the gym, you can go Dior Homme Sport. Now, I've said this a lot, but Dior Homme Sport is not just like a standard sport fragrance, okay? This is not like a right out of the shower gel clean kind of scent profile. It's fresh, but also has a little spiciness to it, fresh spice, and woodiness as well. And that's what I was saying. You can use it in a lot of different times, a lot of different places. You know, you can wear the spring, summer, fall, even winter potentially. Great work fragrance also, good casual fragrance, and it even has enough classiness to it that you could wear it in more formal situations and it's not gonna smell out of place. So this is kind of like a secret weapon-ish kind of gym fragrance where you can use it there. It is a sport fragrance after all, but it's not your typical sport fragrance. So you can get a lot more use out of it. And the one that flies a little more under the radar, you're gonna be like, nah, that stuff is actually super popular, which it is and it isn't. It's a fragrance that's been around forever, or at least feels like forever, but it's one that is completely overlooked nowadays. People see it and they're just like, that stuff, nah. But if we're talking an inexpensive, gym-ready fragrance, this stuff is really, really good. It is Azzaro Chrome. Just straight up the original Chrome. There are some different flankers in the Chrome lineup that could work also. So you can kind of look through there and find probably like, I don't know, 3 or 4 other ones that you could use. But the original Chrome, it still gets the job done. It does have a little throwback feel to it, but super fresh, bright, clean, pretty good performance, not gonna cost you very much. And you can get just like this, you know, huge bottle and use it for like, I don't know, a year or so, maybe longer, depending on how much you use, how many fragrances you have. For me, this is like a lifetime supply. And people like this stuff. It gets the job done, it still pulls compliments, and it's got good versatility. You can use this also spring, summer, early fall. So yeah, just straight up Chrome, still works. Next up, we're gonna tackle the office work fragrances. But before we hit those, I wanna hit you with some codes. And here they are. You've got a whole bunch of different ones. JOMASHOP, the perfume box, Fragflex, just a whole bunch of different codes you can use to save money. Lucky Scent, of course, there's a code for there as well. And we will hop now to the office fragrances. And I'm gonna kick things off with this one, Terre d'Hermès Eau Givre. And this is another choice where you can go with one of the other Terre d'Hermèses. If you want to, you can go with the original. You could even go with like Pure Parfum, Eau Intense Vetiver. They are all really classy scents. It's just as far as which one is easiest for more people to wear, probably this one. And that's gonna be because this one is a little bit more stripped back. So it doesn't have as much of that earthiness that some of the other Terre d'Hermès fragrances have, not as much of that flintiness. Still has a little minerality, just not as much. And then the citrus in here is fresher. It does have a nice tartness to it, which I really like, but it's also balanced out with freshness, a little touch of sweetness. So you don't get that earthy aspect as much with this. And it's also really good just in general, spring, summer, daytime. The next choice, gonna be YSL. Myself, the newer Absolute, although of course, as I've been saying, you could go with the Eau de Parfum, the original Myself. That would work really well too. This one has a little more bite to it compared to the original. Good amount of ginger in here right off the top that you can pick up. Also citrus in here, a little patchouli as it dries down, orange blossom as well. Just a really great modern masculine fragrance, basically made to offend nobody. Like that's kind of what the vibe is here, which is why it works so well during office hours, because that's generally not the time that you want to be testing out your new fecal oud attar. You might run into some issues when Becky from HR gives you a call. We've been getting some complaints that it smells like you have defecated on yourself.
That's a smell of desire, my lady.
And then you got to hit them with the whole, no, I'm sorry, not to be pedantic here, but you're a peasant. And in fact, this is a fine, decades old oud attar, single source. And then they go, that's great. Go home, shower, and come back, or else A, you're fired, and B, you're not getting paid while you do that. And also C, go F yourself. I'm from HR, I can do what I want. I'm imagining that's how it would go. It sounds pretty accurate.
Smells like Bigfoot's.
Final fragrance, the one that is a little more under the radar, is Barbados XX Artisan. So as you can see, this bottle is essentially like spray painted silver. That's how it looks anyway. But it does have a cool basket weave pattern, which is quite classy, yes. And this one smells a little bit similar to another gray fragrance, which is Tom Ford's Gray Vetiver. Gray Vetiver has, of course, been one of those fragrances that people have just talked about for, ever, about it being a great office fragrance, and that carries over to this as well. It is vetiver forward, so you have to like vetiver, but to be fair, the vetiver in here is a little bit of a cleaner vetiver, slightly green, slightly dry, grassy, but not too difficult to wrap your head around. It does have a really nice refined aspect to it. It's classy, it's elegant even. And it has a really nice freshness, this sort of like bitter orange pop off the top, which gives it a different type of opening. So that is Barbados XX Artisan. Another good thing usually about Barbados fragrances at discounters, pretty cheap. And of course, I have to mention Prada L'Homme. Prada L'Homme, always good, but I didn't want to feature that one because it's slightly too obvious, and I've already got some other obvious ones in here. Next, we go on a date. Yes, you and me. Let's go. The first choice has to be this Scandal Absolute, Jean Paul Gaultier. It is absurdly, ridiculously, stupidly good, which works out well because we want fragrances here that smell good, so yeah. Mirabelle Plum off the top, super appealing. It has this great sweetness, nice deep sweetness, chestnut in there, this sort of caramel feel to it as well, and then a bit of woodiness as it dries down. Great performance, lasts a long time, projects. So it kind of does double duty. If you're going on a date that's going to be a little more intimate, you spray less. And then it's going to be very magnetic, intoxicating in the air. When people smell it, they'll just be like drawn to you. If you're going out somewhere where you want a little more projection, this can do that too. So it's got you kind of locked down. Whatever you want, whatever you need, that'll do. And then I have to go with the stronger with you. I have to. And I'm gonna go with my favorite one, absolutely. A little bit more refined, little bit more grown up than Intensely, which is very, very popular. If you wanted a louder, sweeter one, go with Intensely. But I like this one. Like I said, a little warmer, has a nice booziness to it, a boozy aspect. I think they called it Golden Rum when it was first announced. And this is just that modern style of gourmand adjacent fragrance. So is this one right here, actually. Both of these, when it's cool outside or, in the middle of the evening, fantastic. And we gotta have one that is kind of flying under the radar just a little bit. And I'm going with this one, Lalique White and Black. Now, a lot of you out there are gonna know about this one, to be fair, but that's because you guys know. If you know, you know, and you do. But if you don't, that's okay, because now you do, and that means you are also included. So Lalique, of course, really well known for fragrances that are cheap at discounters. So you gotta like throw that in there. Because if you buy these full retail, they're not cheap, but cheap at discounters. And the quality is high. I'm talking like Tally from South Park high, like they're high quality.
Oh man,
What?
I'm so high right now. I have no idea what's going on.
And White and Black here gets compared to Layton, Parfums de Marly Layton. It's sort of in that wheelhouse, that warm, spicy kind of scent profile with a touch of sweetness. In typical Lalique fashion, it's also nice and elegant, so it does come across a little of a higher end type of scent profile, which on a date night works out great. Because I don't know about you, but I probably don't want to spray on a fragrance that makes me smell grotesque and cheap and gross and nasty and freakish. All those words are bad. You want to smell classy, sexy, elegant, refined, sophisticated. That's what this does. White and Black. All right, we are now to beast mode. Because if there is only one mode to be, it is beast. of course. And I have 3 fragrances for this one. The first one, Invictus Victory Elixir. I love this fragrance, and I would put it into the date night, lineup, but I'm gonna work it in somehow, which is why it's here. Really good performance, really good projection. You can also go with the new Victory Absolute. That one has solid performance as well. But for me, I'm gonna go with this one just to get hit with that blast of vanilla, that sparkling, effervescent, very sweet vanilla. I think it smells amazing. And it harkens back to other fragrances out there that are really popular right now. Of course, the original Invictus Victory, Le Beau de Parfum, even some stuff by Herrera. So you mix it all together and get something really nice with this. And then Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Extra Dose. They did the work for you. They put it in the name. The dose is extra. That means it's stronger. And in this circumstance, they did not lie, because sometimes these brands, you gotta watch them. They'll sound like something super cool, and then you go get it and you're like, oh, how dare you? Yeah, good performance, really strong, projects like a monster. Bunch of lavender in here, a whole mess load. Spices, a little bit of a vanilla feel to it as well. Kind of similar to Born in Roma Intense, which is also fantastic. But if you're going for just the stronger of the two, probably be this one for most people. And then the one that flies under the radar is actually another Rabanne. I'm just now realizing that. Oh well, too late now. Ultra Red, like I said, by Paco Rabanne. Strange bottle design. It's supposed to look like a red light here. Also kind of looks like a staple gun or something. It is quite sweet, a little bit similar to Ultra Zest by Mugler, which is discontinued. Spray one out. So it's gonna give you a lot of different sweet notes, citrus, praline, really good for fall and winter. Could also wear it during the spring, good daytime or evening scent. And it's one that realistically 99.9% of people are not wearing, and they don't even know it exists. This is something people who are into fragrances know, and that's pretty much it. There we go. There's your lineup. Technically 16 different fragrances, 5 different categories. Let me know in the comments some of your choices, like what do you go for an office fragrance, for a blue fragrance, whatever. I wanna thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.